Hi there, guys. Today we're going to play a bit of a new game or early access game called Sheep Killer. Oh wait, it's Besiege. This is actually quite a fun game. I played it for a while and completed the first level, which is available. It's right there, called Epsilon. However, when it moved on to Steam, I lost all my saves, I lost all my vehicles. Apparently they were stored somewhere else, and I couldn't really be bothered to move the files, so why not just restart? The game is rather simple. It's a sandbox. Let's adjust this a bit. Yeah, it's a sandbox where you are tasked to either destroy buildings or kill either soldiers or, in this case, sheep. And you can build all kind of vehicles or weapons, and well, the limit is your imagination and this box you can see on the screen. And it's sort of another square technology sandbox. And by square technology, I talk about the building method. As you can see on the screen, there is this blue block, and that's actually something you should consider as you. It's representing you as a player. Now, a lot of people are building catapults and all sorts of amazing killing machines, and we'll do something similar. I find this game really fun. Even though it's fun, it still has its problems. I had problems with the frames. Sometimes my frames go down to as low as 3 frames per second. And the developers claim it's because there are a lot of items on screen. I think it's something else, because my vehicles were working great until we moved on to Steam, or I think it was the last patch. The last patch kind of, well, it ruined my vehicles. They are still here, and I got this base I have been using for a lot of my vehicles. And you can see on the windmill, I think we can see frames over here. There we go, 57. It's smooth, it's fine. As soon as I hit play, you can see frames are dropping to 3 frames per second, and it turns into a slideshow, and that's really sad and annoying because there isn't really anything going on, and my vehicle is rather simple, and it used to be working great. I was running this before they had this limited, so I don't know why. They claim it's because I've been using too many objects on my vehicle. Well, to be honest, there aren't really that many objects. However, I do have a lot of braces, and they are needed because of the design of the game. So I'd like to show you something. So if we just add this one, we have these two, and we want to connect them. Well, that's a bad example right there, so let's get rid of those again. I have these two, and I want to connect these two. So I place this one right here. The problem is then these are not connected. This one is connected where I clicked, but it's not connected over here. That means it's not holding its strength as you would expect it to. So I need to add a brace in this manner, maybe on both sides, to actually qualify as being connected. That will work. But of course that adds 2 additional calculations to the equations needed when calculating the strength of my vehicle. And I think it's a design flaw. It's rather easy to solve, because you could really just, when you add this next to this, they should auto connect. actually be so. Now this is one unit, then you wouldn't really have this problem, and I'm almost 100% sure that's the main reason why this game fails in frames per second at least. Because of these calculations, they should just be auto added, that way we won't be adding so many of these braces. I have made I think this is one of my newer vehicles, and if I hit space, no, this is also a old vehicle. You can see it's going down to 10-20 frames per second. And it doesn't really matter where you look, it's just in general. Yeah. That's the biggest problem, but also the only problem we really have with this game, because other than that, it's actually quite fun. So, why don't we get on with our show? We are tasked to kill 80% of the sheep. And I'd like to kill the sheep without using any weapons, but we have this menu down here. We can choose blocks. We have different building blocks and panels. We have mechanical blocks and weaponry. Flight, for those who like to build flying stuff. And some armor plates. These are actually quite useful, because some of the levels you will encounter arrowmen, and they will shoot at you. And of course the spearmen, swordmen will try to hit you. I'm not sure they actually do yet. They just run up and die. But let's make a vehicle. This vehicle has to be able to either get up there and kill the sheep, or just shoot something up there. And well, I'm going to make a weaponless vehicle. So let's do something like this. A more traditional vehicle in terms of what we know as humans. So, and then we're going to add some wheels to that. But before we do that, let's add some strength. What do we need? Well, I don't actually need anything, and this is where the braces come in. So, first of all, I'm going to add a front brace. And I actually already regret that. I want to add it right here. And the back brace, this will prevent the vehicle from side damage. I'm also going to enforce it in this direction. There we go. And this will make it strong in the vertical direction, and then I'm going to add something in the horizontal direction. There we go. So we have this block and it's quite strong. Let's add some steering to it. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and they should all steer the same way. They don't actually, so that's oh yeah, they do. They all turn the same way. So let's flip that one and that one. Let's add some see, you have two types of wheels. You have powered and unpowered. So this is needs to be 4-wheel drive, and we should be able to drive it uphill. Let's try that. It's not going so well, but at least, as you can see down in the bottom, there's this red line. The red line really indicates how far you are in your progress of killing sheep. And once it's full, the level will end. Oh yeah, there we go. So, our main problem with this vehicle is actually this thing is hitting before the wheels. So, it's too wide. Unless you sort of do a... just like in Planet Side, where you sort of make the wheels hit first to try to cheat the game engine. Oh yeah. And see, we are a bit more than halfway. Let's try this over here, and it's actually quite strong. Often when you drive your home designed vehicle into other things, like a fence or a tree, they often break. So I'm actually quite impressed with this this unit. The camera controls, unfortunately, are shit. There we go. Level is complete. And we didn't even use a weapon. How about we just add a few weapons now? So we have a variety of weapons. Oh, this one is something new I haven't played with. A slider. Oh yeah, we have to look into that later. We have something like a spike ball. It's just a ball with a spike on it. It kills stuff when hitting stuff. Then we have metal blades. It's a knife or a sword if you want. We have these circular saws. I've been using them because I find them to be fun and cool. Oh, where's the blood? Here we go. Much better. Well, let's turn everything on. That's allowed because it should run when using new vehicles. If I were to choose my old vehicles, nothing would work. Well, okay, circular saws, then we have metal spike. It's kind of a giveaway. I usually just plop them in the wheels like this. Cannon. These are single shot cannons, means they are only going to work once, then they need to be replaced. And a nice thing with this game is you can customize all controls fast. So you just hit this wrench, hit the thing you want to control, and just reassign it. There we go. So I now have 2 cannon shots on button 1 and 2. So let's get over here. So 1, 2. There we go. That's pretty cool. And let's get rid of those. Then we have flamethrowers. Yeah, they're placed in front like that. So just like the other one, you can separate the controls. The thing with the flamethrower is when you turn one on, you can't turn it off until it's empty, and you should really be careful because sometimes you would set things on fire that would in turn set yourself on fire like that. Oh, and the vehicle is holding up. Oh, it was. The metal braces. Awesome. Oops. We have a undo button up there. Then we have a bomb. Well. Yeah, there you go. That's the bomb. We have a holder. That's not a weapon. That's something you use on a catapult or something to place your bombs or grenades in, or balls if you want. There we go. Flaming balls. Flaming balls, eat my steel boots. Oh yeah. Boulder. Just a stone. And this one is also new. New. It's recently been added. A plow. They call me Mr. Plow. Plow, plow, plow. I'm not even able to hit the sheep with the plow. But hey, that's fine. That's some of the weapons we can then attach to our vehicles. And there's a lot of functionality in terms of steering. You can see there's different hinges. There's a Steering block, that's actually just a block that's going to turn, as you can see, along, well, by default it's turning using arrow keys, but again, you can just hit customize and tell it who should control it or which keys, and even the speed, rotation speeds. That's pretty awesome. We have a decoupler in case you want to build a vehicle assembled by multiple units. You can decouple things, also very awesome. Contractable spring. So if I were to remove those braces, I can add springs instead to allow some sort of spring adjustment. You could also build a ballistica, a catapult, and they all need some sort of string or spring technology. And we have a suspension, and it does exactly what it says. The slider I haven't really played with yet. That's of course a problem, but pretty cool actually. Let's see, slider. No idea. Piston, kind of a, yeah, we know, extended piston on H. So yeah, push things around. This is and it's not really that fast. It's not going to hit. It's just a push. Imagine you have a catapult. It's going to fire one of your boulders. Then you can have a magazine or reservoir, if you want, of boulders, and this one could just push a new one into your catapult once it has fired, so you can have a multiple firing catapult or something like that. You could also just push people around. Spring block, same as suspension, except it's all around. A grabber, that's actually useful, and I have been using it in several of my vehicles. Oh, they're gone. Yeah, right. Keep forgetting that. I've been using them in a lot of... I've been building cranes, so you can pick things up and put them down, and I actually used the crane to complete the game. First time I just built a base in the first round, added a crane, and I just replaced the tool with either a cannon or flamethrower and was able to complete the entire first level. Actually quite fun, just like this game. There's another thing besides the main story. There's a sandbox. It says work in progress, but it's working great. And you can see you get your vehicle in, and you can drive it around, test it on all these different things, moving platforms, traps, rotating bits. Quite fun. So let's see, is this the correct way? So in our case, it's like a test track for a four-wheel drive motor. Oh yeah. And there we go. It's fun. It's highly recommended, and it's actually quite cheap. I bought mine on Humble Store, and then later they added the code so I can add it to my Steam account. I recommend the game if you're into sandbox building with no pressure. It's sort of a casual game, just having fun, relaxing, killing sheep and farmers apparently. So, hope you enjoyed. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.